On Friday, July 10, Vijay went back to Karur. The last time he was there, 41 people died. It was September 2025, a TVK campaign rally where the crowd became a crush and the police did not warn him until it was too late. He wore black for this revisit, not a campaign color, a mourning color. He stood in front of families who lost someone because of a rally held in his name. And he said this: no matter how successful a person becomes, certain painful memories stay forever. He announced a memorial. He handed over government job orders to 31 families of the victims. He said he knew who was behind this stampede. And then he turned political, attacking DMK's Sendil Balaji, calling him someone who was constantly absconding from scrutiny. The DMK fired back immediately. Balaji himself posted on X, accusing Vijay of fleeing the venue while people were dying. DMK's spokesperson said the Karur visit was timed for the upcoming by-election in that constituency, not for the families. Both sides made their points. What is undeniable is this: he went back. 10 months later, as chief minister, he stood in that city in black and he faced it. Whether that took courage or political calculation or both, Tamil Nadu will form its own judgment. That judgment will partly be settled at the Karur by-election. 41 people died at a rally held in his name. No memorial fixes that. No government job order brings someone back. Whoever was behind that stampede will carry that weight for the rest of their life. And they should. What those families needed was acknowledgement. What Tamil Nadu needed was a reminder that this can never happen again. That much at least this revisit to Karur delivered. I genuinely enjoy researching and presenting content like this to you as I learn something new myself every single time. If this added any value to you, please subscribe and leave a comment. That is how the algorithm knows this is real, a real person doing real research for a real audience. Your support means more than you think. Thank you. Now, the bigger picture. Because what is happening in Tamil Nadu right now is not just governance, it is a structural dismantling of a political system that ran the state for 60 years. The AIADMK was, for decades, a machine, not just a party, a machine. It had ministers, strongmen, district secretaries, and a patronage network that reached into every village in Tamil Nadu. When MGR built it, it was built to last. When Jayalalitha ran it, it was built to win. After she died in 2016, nobody could hold it together the way they did. And after the 2025 election, it started to fall apart in a way nobody expected. Not from the outside, from the inside. Since the floor test in May, 6 AAADMK MLAs have resigned their seats to join TVK. Not backbench MLAs, former ministers. C. Vijay Bhaskar, 5-term MLA, former health minister, gone. MR Vijay Bhaskar, former transport minister, Karur MLA, gone. S. Valarmadi, former minister, gone. MSM Anandan, Western Belt strongman, gone. Each one of them walked the same path: resign at the speaker's office, walk upstairs, receive TVK membership from a minister, meet the chief minister, go to TVK headquarters. TVK's own PWD minister Adav Arjuna did not mince his words. He said TVK is a new AIADMK. Anyone from the AIADMK who wants to walk out is welcome. At the Karur rally on July 10, MR Vijay Bhaskar stood on stage with Vijay, handed him a ceremonial sword, and predicted permanent rule for TVK in Tamil Nadu. The man who once ran AIADMK's transport empire in that same district, standing on a TVK stage, handing a sword to the man who defeated them. That image alone tells you something about where power in Tamil Nadu has shifted. EPS is still the official leader of the AIADMK. He still holds press conferences, he still signs off on party decisions, he still calls himself the opposition. But the party he is leading today has fewer people than it did last week, and fewer still than it did the week before that. In politics, there is a difference between a party that loses an election and a party that loses itself. It is not clear how many of those seats still belong to the same party today. The AIADMK, which won 47 seats in April, now faces what one political analyst called a systematic existential threat, stripped of its regional strongman, its legislative voice, and its patronage networks. EPS is still the official leader of a party that is negotiating its own dissolution in real time. Now, the DMK. DMK MP Kanimoli called the AIADMK defections a washing machine model of politics. It is a sharp line, but it is also coming from a party that spent decades doing precisely what it is now criticizing. The DMK's real problem is deeper than any one liner. They were the government for 5 years, they were voted out, and now they are watching a first time chief minister absorb their opposition's best people, hold a rally in the constituency where 41 people died at a TVK event, and walk away with the headlines. DMK's challenge is not Vijay's mistakes, it is that Vijay is not making the mistakes they expected. And then there was June 23. For months, the DMK had been running one narrative around Vijay, Pesunga CM, Speak Up Chief Minister. During the entire final week of his campaign, Vijay had spoken for a total of 35 minutes. MK Stalin spoke for 356 minutes. EPS spoke for 806 minutes. Tamil Nadu handed Vijay 108 seats anyway. As Chief Minister, he stayed quiet, no press conferences, no running commentary. The DMK tried to build momentum around his silence, daring him to show up and say something. On June 23rd, he showed up. For the first time as Chief Minister, Vijay took the floor of the assembly and fought back. He delivered his reply to the governor's policy address, and Tamil Nadu got its first look at what Vijay sounds like when he is not campaigning but governing. He attacked the DMK on TASMAC revenues, corruption, law and order, and narcotics. Then he told a small story. An elderly man is searching for someone. A boy approaches him. The man says, "They told me your father would be right here. Where is your father? I cannot find him." The assembly knew exactly who he was talking about. MK Stalin lost his own Kolathur seat in the 2026 election. He is not in the assembly. His son Udayanidhi Stalin sits as leader of the opposition instead. The story landed like a punch dialogue. And then Vijay did something nobody expected. He turned to the speaker, asked for permission, and ended his speech with a hand gesture, a clean, deliberate movement that the entire assembly recognized immediately. It was the same gesture MK Stalin had made earlier this year when leaving DMK headquarters after finalizing seat sharing talks with the Congress. That gesture went viral. Tamil Nadu interpreted it as a signal that the political battle was over. The treasury benches erupted. The DMK walked out. The DMK had spent weeks asking Vijay to speak. When he finally did, they could not stay in the room. Outside the assembly, Udayanidhi said the chief minister had turned the assembly into a cinema theatre, that the speaker was saying action and cut, that TVK members were whistling, that soon ministers would be singing and dancing. He dismissed the entire speech as content made for reels. It was biting, it was sharp, and ironically, it was the most cinematic moment Udayanidhi has produced since becoming opposition leader. Because here is what that criticism missed. Udayanidhi is a film producer himself. He knows better than most what it looks like when someone commands a room. And what he watched on June 23rd was a man who commanded the assembly completely. The story, the gesture, the timing, the permission from the speaker before the final move. The 85% of Tamil Nadu that voted, they are still watching. And what Vijay is doing in that assembly is the same thing that filled theatres for 30 years. He is making people feel like something is happening. That difference this time is that it is not a film. Yes, Vijay treated the live camera like a cinema camera. Yes, the speech had punch dialogues. Yes, it was designed for social media reels. But the things he said in that assembly had real consequences. Sendil Balaji absconding, Tasmak money, corruption, investigations. He is not playing a hero on screen. He is governing a state. And 80 million people are watching the cinema and the governance at the same time. Only in Tamil Nadu can a sentence like that be completely true. Now, what has actually happened inside the secretariat? Vijay arrives on time every morning. Black suit, white shirt, lunch from home. That sounds like the bare minimum. In Tamil Nadu secretariat, it is a culture shift. Senior bureaucrats who spent years arriving late, leaving early, and spending their afternoons in political meetings are now adjusting to a different clock. Whether the change reaches all the way down to the district collector, the taluk office, and the ration shop, that is something no government report will ever measure. Only the people living it will know. But the signal from the top has changed. And the signals from the top of Tamil Nadu Secretariat have not always pointed in this direction. Then there is the tender reform. Open competitive bidding was made mandatory for civic works. In several greater Chennai corporation projects, bids came in 25 to 30% below the official government estimate. If a project estimated at 100 crore rupees is now being completed for 70 to 75 crore, the arithmetic of where that money was going for 60 years does not need anyone to spell it out. Tenders worth around 284 crore rupees for Chennai footway work cancelled. Around 246 crore rupees worth of temple land commercial projects sanctioned by the previous DMK government cancelled. The DMK calls it vendetta. TVK calls it accountability. The honest answer is genuine reform and political score settling can look identical from the outside and only time separates them. Then there is the welfare side. The Thai Maman Gold Ring scheme. Every child born in Tamil Nadu government hospital from June 22nd onwards receives a 1 gram gold ring. Around 756 crore rupees allocated annually. No gender discrimination, no birth order restriction. The ring cost approximately 13,600 rupees at today's gold rate. The promise was made in the campaign. It is being kept in government. But here is the real question underneath it. A private hospital delivery in Tamil Nadu costs nearly 70,000 rupees on average. A government hospital delivery costs around 1400 rupees. That is 50 times more expensive in a private hospital. A middle class family now has a new calculation to make. 70,000 rupees at a private hospital or 1400 rupees plus a gold ring worth 13,600 rupees at a government one. The arithmetic starts to shift behavior, and that is exactly the disruption this scheme introduces, not just as a welfare measure but as a structural pull toward government healthcare. But are Tamil Nadu government hospitals ready for that shift? More families choosing government hospitals means more deliveries. More deliveries means more doctors, more nurses, more operation theatres. Government hospitals already face shortages in the three specialties most critical for safe deliveries: obstetrics, anesthesia, and pediatrics. The scheme is a bold promise. Keeping it well means building the infrastructure to back it up. If the hospitals improve, this could be the most quietly transformative policy of Vijay's first term. If they do not, the gold ring become a promise that only went halfway. But here is the complication that does not go away. TVK is absorbing former AIADMK ministers, several of whom face active corruption and land grabbing cases. The argument from TVK, political expansion needs a wide tent and cases are pending, not proven. The argument from everyone watching, you cannot dismantle the old system by staffing yourself with the people who built it. The 25 to 30% tender savings ask a sharp question about 60 years of the old system. The people now crossing over to TVK were part of that old system. Both things are true at the same time. Vijay's government will be defined not by what it promises, but by what it does with the tension between those two truths. One more thing before we move on. On June 2022, Vijay turned 52. The next day, actress Trisha posted a birthday wish. Social media ran with it for a few hours. Two public figures, their personal life is their personal life. Tamil Nadu elected Vijay to govern. That is a story worth following. Here is the question Tamil Nadu has been circling around but not saying directly. Vijay ran for one assembly seat, then he ran for a second. He won both. He did not have to do that. A man who walked away from the biggest film career in Tamil Nadu, built a political party in 2 years, and won a majority in a debut election is not someone whose horizon stops at 5 years in the secretariat. The numbers are worth sitting with. TVK pulled voters from both the DMK and AIADMK vote banks simultaneously. Youth, women, urban voters, first time voters, across caste and religious lines. No party in Tamil Nadu has managed that in 60 years. If TVK contests as a national partner in 2029, not as a junior ally, but as a force that delivers Tamil Nadu's 39 Lok Sabha seats, that changes the arithmetic of who can form a government in Delhi. Vijay has not said he wants to be Prime Minister. He has not said he does not. What he has done is build the only political movement in India right now that's simultaneously absorbing an entire opposition party, holding its coalition together, and introducing a 25 to 30% structural saving in public procurement in its first 60 days. Whether that becomes a national story depends on whether the next 60 days looks like the first 60. Tamil Nadu is watching, and for the first time in a very long time, so is the rest of India.